and find the value of y. This picture deals with the fact that you have congruent parts, parallel lines. If 3 or more parallel lines cut off congruent segments on one transversal, then they cut off congruent segments on every transversal. So if this transversal is cut in congruent parts, then every transversal is cut in congruent parts. So I know 4y minus 7 is going to equal y plus 8. Subtract y on each side, I get 3y. Add 7 on each side, I get 15. Divide by 3, and I get y to be 5. Number 12, you have to find the length of SR. So this is the triangle angle bisector theorem, which says an angle bisector in a triangle separates the opposite side into two segments that are proportional to the lengths of the other two sides. So if I'm trying to find SR, I'm going to call that my X. So if PR is 40, then PS has to be 40 minus X. So basically, I can compare the fact that QS cuts PR into two parts, so I can compare 40 minus X to X in the same way that I can compare, and then I'm going to put the 30 on the top because it meets the 40 minus X at point P. I'm going to put the 12 on the bottom because it meets the X at point R. And then I cross multiply. 12 times 40 minus X equals 30 times X. So this is going to be 480 minus 12x equals 30x. Add 12x to each side, so 480 equals 42x. Divide each side by 42. So 42 goes into 480 11 times, with 18 left over, so I get 18 over 42, but 18 and 42 can each divide by 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3. 42 divided by 6 is 7, so it's 11 and 3/7. For questions 13 and 14, you know that triangle FGH is similar to triangle JKL. You have to find the value of x. What I notice is x is an altitude, so if two triangles are similar, the lengths of corresponding altitudes are proportional to the lengths of the corresponding sides. So I can compare an altitude to an altitude in the same way I can compare a side to a side. So I'm going to compare FG to JK. So when I fill in what I know I have one altitude that's an x. On the other triangle, the altitude's 4.5. That's the same ratio as 12 compared to 7.5. So I have 7.5x, then I got to do 12 times 4.5. So 4.5 times 12 is 52. 12 times 4 is 48. Half of 12 is 6. That's 54. Then I divide by 7.5. And 54 divided by 7.5 is 7.2. So x is 7.2. Number 14, you have to find the ratio of the perimeter of triangle FGH to the perimeter of triangle JKL. Well, the ratio of the perimeters is the same as the ratio of the side lengths. So I can compare FG to JK. And I know FG is 12. I know JK is 7.5. If I multiplied both of those by 10, that would get rid of the decimal. So I would get 120 over 75. I can divide each of those by 15 to reduce that fraction, and I would get 8/5. Number 15, you have to find AD so that DE is parallel to AB. Well, that's the converse of the triangle proportionality theorem, which says if a line intersects two sides of a triangle and separates the sides into proportional corresponding segments, then the line is parallel to the third side of the triangle. So I just need to make sure that the sides are proportional. So I can compare 2x minus 4 to 5x in the same way that I can compare 3x to 8x. So if you wanted to make your life a little easier, you could cancel out the x's and just say that that's 3 to 8. So then when I cross multiply, I'm going to have 8 times 2x minus 4 equals 5x times 3. So 16x minus 32 equals 15x. Subtract 15x on each side and add 32 on each side. So you get x to equal 32, and you're supposed to find AD. So AD is 2x minus 4. So I would do 2 times 32 minus 4 and get 64 minus 4 and get 60. So I know AD is equal to 60.